Hey guys, just finished watching Captain Marvel. So was an interesting movie. It really was a fun movie. So what I'm going to be doing in this review, I'm going to be giving a non-spoiler review for the beginning, and in the end I'll get a bit into spoilers and stuff. So I'll put a mark, so I'll put things up in the video, letting you know when spoilers will be coming up and stuff. So this movie, I think I really liked it. It was really a fun movie. It was really a good movie. I guess on the top, I give this movie about a 7 out of 10. It was really kind of a fun movie. There was no, for me, the only thing, it was just kind of a fun movie, but there was no like, oh my god moment, which I was looking for and I've come to expect from Marvel and stuff. And I guess it's difficult since the last movie we saw from Marvel was in Infinity War and then Ant-Man and the Wasp and stuff. And so this one is kind of interesting, getting into a whole new origin movie. We don't already know the characters and stuff. I think this movie, for me, I kind of put on the pars of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I like it a little bit more than Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp was just kind of a fun movie, a fun ride a movie type thing. It's a fun movie just to go on for the ride and stuff. And I think this is one of those movies too, where it's just a really fun movie. Now it's no Infinity War or anything like that, and obviously that like all kinds of characters. But I don't think it's as good as as Thor Ragnarok. That one was way more engaging and stuff than this one. But I think it was really cool seeing the backstory, diving into Carol Danvers' backstory and her kind of figuring out who she is and stuff. And I think that was kind of interesting. And it was really cool seeing different stuff. There were a few points with some CGI when she has her full helmet on, which is all in the trailers and stuff, where close-ups of that was like, clearly it's a CGI person and not actually her. So that was kind of a bit obvious there, but there were some cool moments that were just like, wow, that was really cool. I mean, there was a few moments that were just like, whoa, but it was no like, there was nothing like, oh my god, there was no really edge. It didn't really have me on the edge of my seat throughout the movie, but I think it definitely was a fun role. And the way Brie Larson played it was definitely kind of interesting, especially since she's kind of learning who she is and she doesn't kind of go full power or whatever until later on in the movie. And I think that's what's going to be interesting to see how it goes for in Avengers Endgame. So I think that was really cool, and that's really going to be fun to see as to where things go with that. Now that with the way things end with the character and how things set up. I mean, there's a lot of the complaints people had, throughout the trailers and stuff, and her acting throughout the trailer. I could see that a little bit throughout the movie, but at the same time, at the end of the movie where things end off, I think it's going to go. It goes in a different direction. It's such a big character arc or a big character change for her that I think that's really going to be different for Endgame. Now, who knows how long she's actually in Endgame? It's hard to tell since she only showed up like bits and pieces throughout. She only showed up, I think, later on into the filming of the whole movie. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see as to how much she's involved. And based on the mid-credit scene here that directly ties into Endgame, it looks like she's going to be somewhat heavily involved, and we knew that based on the cliffhanger, the end credit scene to Avengers Infinity War with Samuel Jackson calling her on his pager, right? So I think that was really cool, and I think that was definitely going to be interesting to see as to where things go with that. So yeah, I think I really like this movie. I definitely recommend watching it. Obviously, it's going to be important for Endgame, so that's going to be definitely an interesting movie. So I really like this movie. I definitely can't wait to see as to kind of where things go, and I do plan on seeing it again. I'll be seeing it again tomorrow afternoon, so maybe to be doing another video there. I just wanted to hurry up and watch it here just to kind of give my first reaction and then go see it again with everyone else and kind of maybe do another video there. So at this point, I'm going to be going into spoiler territory, so you've been warned. So here in this, for spoilers, I'm just going to get into light spoilers before and then kind of get into it deep with like how Samuel Jackson, how he loses his eye is kind of like, oh, whoops, we forgot to throw that in there type thing. So it's kind of oh, wow, I get it, as if they went through that. But I kept going through the whole movie with a line from Captain America Winter Soldier of last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. And that tagline does not represent how he loses his eye in this movie. So that's just kind of boring, just kind of dumb, which kind of annoys me about this movie is that they forgot about that line that's been out there forever, and That line's been resurfacing online. Everyone keeps reminding each other on the internet about that every time, we find out that he's in there. When it was announced that he was going to be in this movie, that line came up, and all that time. So I'm just surprised that they kind of forgot that line. I mean, that line, if I'm not mistaken, was in the Winter Soldier trailer. So, they forgot about that line, it seems like, when they were making this movie. So that was kind of okay. Another mild spoiler is Clark Gregg, his Coulson, is not in this enough. Like, he's in it, like they should have kept him out, kept him being in the movie complete secret. I don't know why they didn't do that. Now, obviously, set photos could have came out with him being in there, but most people who just like to look at the news but don't want to don't want to look at set photos because they tend to be too spoilery. They could have kept him out of the trailer. They could have kept Clark Gregg out of the trailer. They could have kept him, out of they announced that he was going to be part of it early on. Early on in production when they announced the full cast list for the movie. So they could have kept him a bit of a secret because he only has very bits and pieces. And it was just kind of disappointing with that, especially since, I guess it's because I've been watching him for a few years now on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, but it's just kind of disappointing that that there is his role in this could have been taken out, could have been anyone. It's cool that they got him. I'm glad that they got him. It's better to have him than anyone else. They could have had Maria Hill in the same role, but she would have been just a bit young. And so here it makes kind of sense that he's doing this, because that's one thing I thought about trying to think about this with where Maria Hill would be at this point during the events of this movie, and imagine that she might be, maybe not into S.H.I.E.L.D. just yet, but maybe she's, just as a beat cop or whatever, or something like that, and then she's kind of going to get her way. So that would be something interesting at some point to see if, with Marvel talking about doing different movies in different timelines and time periods and stuff, having one where just getting ideas to, her origin would be kind of interesting in another movie. But for this one, I think it was really interesting. The CGI on Samuel L. Jackson was impeccable, was amazing. It seemed like he had a lot more fun in this role. Although it's going to be interesting to see as to where things go with this. And how things where do we see him next? Like, the next time we see him, the next movie in order and timeline that we see him is the end of Iron Man. So it seems like there could be another movie in between the end of this and where we pick him up at the end of Iron Man. Something in between that kind of, because he seems weathered. He seems weathered when we first meet him in Iron Man 2 and the end of Iron Man. Whereas here he's kind of a little bit more, he hasn't seen stuff, he hasn't, he's a new, he's almost a rookie. I mean, they call Coulson a rookie, but he's almost a rookie. He hasn't seen too much, superheroes and all that stuff, and this is the first time he's seen this. So I feel like I need to see another version, another story of his, just to kind of, where does he go from being this happy, goofing around, serious, but still kind of goofing around and not as serious as he is in all of his other appearances as Nick Fury. So I feel like there's something else in between here that really kind of makes him become the serious Nick Fury, and then the kind of the wall that he kind of is throughout all the other movies. And here they don't really kind of lead into that. It's just kind of, there just seems to be a disconnect from this Nick Fury to the next Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man, that we need to kind of get a connection there. And I think another movie somewhere in there could be interesting to see, and having Clark Gregg being more involved in that one would be really fun to see. So all in all, I really like this movie. The cat and stuff was kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting, and then all those things that they need to things that kind of are unclear is with the end credit scene. Is how Carol Danvers looks so young, same age from 90s to now, so like 20 years almost in between, and she looks the exact same, and her hair's grown out a little bit, so I guess some time has passed a little bit, because she had a totally different hairstyle, but that was kind of, I don't know if that's just kind of CGI not ready for that scene yet or whatever, but her hair was noticeably different, so there's some time has passed, but maybe she doesn't age anymore. That would be something that she's probably going to answer in Endgame, so that'll be cool to see as to where things go with that. The Stan Lee tribute at the beginning of the movie was just amazing. I really loved that. Definitely can't wait to see that again. That was just perfect. I almost wanted to clap in the theater, but it was just amazing. I definitely can't wait to see it again. So yeah, all in all, this movie was kind of fun. I really liked where things are going. I like the idea of the character, like where they set up the character, how they set her up, and all that. And I think I'm interested to see as to where things go with her in Endgame, especially with her unlocking her full powers only later on at the very end of this movie. So I think that's going to be interesting to see as to where things go with that, and where things are going to open up for a sequel to this. And I think that's really going to be an interesting character to follow. So all in all, it's going to be interesting to see as to where things go with this character. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below, about this video. I mean, the reveals in this movie, the twists and turns were kind of like, oh wow, I didn't see those coming, but they were not like, oh my god. They were just kind of like, oh wow, instead of like, oh my god, not like that. So it was kind of pretty cool. They were, not as big reveals as I would have liked to have been. At least they didn't hit hard as much as I would like to have been. But other than that, it was kind of just a fun movie to watch. I'm definitely going to be interested to see it again. So let me know what you think, guys, if you've seen the movie already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.